friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing another page of my journal. Welcome to Pages and Touches journal series. This is number 3. Wanted to show you what I've been doing so far with the journal. I created a floating pocket a while ago, and so I wanted to just come on and play around with that pocket. So last week I did a floating, kind of like a floating flat pocket as well. This one's a little bit different. This one is more of, it reveals the item in the pocket. You know, when you do a pocket, half of the item hides. So you see half of the tag or half of the journaling card. Once you put it in, this pocket kind of reveals the whole item that you put in the pocket, whether it be a tag or a journaling card or anything like that. So I wanted to show you how I created it, but I wanted to show you how it looks on the page. And this pocket here, I was trying to find a name for it, so I think I'm going to name it Floating Reveal Fold Floating Pocket. Reveal Fold Floating Pocket. So let me just show you. I put a little tag on it. That way I won't go through all the pages. A little tab, I mean. So this is the pocket here. Let me just take this out. And this is what it looks like. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's a little busy, the page. So this is the pocket here, and this is the page. That's what the page looks like. And then you see it is a floating pocket, but you can see everything that is in the pocket. So if I remove it, that's the way it'll look there. And then when you put your cards or tags into the pocket, it doesn't lose half of it. You can see most of it, all of it, except for this little part here, which, I mean, you can see the whole item in the tag or the card, whatever you put in the pocket, you can see it. So that's how it looks in the back. So here I just did a little bit of collage. I actually printed this paper here on the dictionary paper, and I kind of followed it through. And this paper is not mine. It does not belong to me. It's not my design. I actually purchased this on Etsy. Really nice paper. I will definitely find out. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I can link it down below if you're interested. It's a really nice paper. It has like a lot of collage and tags and things like that. But I will put it in the description box below if you're interested. And then for the page, I just did some collage on the top here. And then I added some doilies that I distressed and made a little rustic, just so that the page flows. And that's what it looks like there. And then you have your pocket here. So what I wanted to do is, of course, I leave the other journal alone so we can do this pocket together. I do want to show you one that I created, and this is what it looks like off of the book, off of the journal, before you glue it on. And so there goes. So it kind of looks like this with the flap. And I do always add a little bit of collage, so I did it to this one here. I added a tag that I just twisted a little bit there, and then just added those bits. And then you'll put your card or tag in there, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so let's do one together. So I have, let me just get a page here first. This is my other journal. Let me see what page I'm going to choose for this. Maybe one of the back pages here. How do we do this one? Yeah, I want to get rid of all the white pages, so I think I'm going to do this one here. Let me just get a clip. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold this down. Let me see the longer ones. Just put a clip on it so I won't lose where it is. So I want to show you the paper. So I have these papers. This one is a gorgeous paper here. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the black. I love the distress. I love the flowers. They look like they're dried flowers. Beautiful. This is not my design. I purchased this on Etsy, and I can link that shop down below. She has gorgeous papers. I think her name is EternalTalePages. Beautiful. And I think when I purchased this, there was like so many prints on that purchase. Then there's this one here. This is like a mixed media one. This is not mine either. I thought about using this one and probably just using the butterfly part. So pretty, right? This is part of this one here. She has distress pages like that. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. They have like the dark tones, and they have the, you see like the edges. Just gorgeous. This is one of my designs here that I printed on this paper that's kind of like construction paper, but a thinner one. And then this one is my design as well. I just printed out a few because I wasn't sure which one to use. This one I also purchased on Etsy. It's not mine. Kind of some vintage flowers. This is not mine either. And this one is mine. So I don't know if I should use this one or one of these. This was really pretty too. The flowers. Okay. I'm still undecided. I'm still looking at that beautiful flower pattern. Alright, so we're going to do this one here with the butterfly. Okay, so since I want to show this part here, you can fold your paper this way, but if you fold your paper this way, the flap is going to be on this side. So that means it's going to flap this way. Now if you fold your paper this way, the flap is going to be this way, which means your flap will go that way. So you have to be mindful of that. And for my journal page, it's not that I have to make sure that it fits, so I'm not gonna fold it too big. The size, I think that size will be fine. So also measure your page so that it fits good there. So I think that's good there. Okay, so I'm gonna fold it. Okay, and that's gonna be the size of the pocket. And then here is gonna be your flap. Now you have to cut this flap down. You can do that now, you can do it later. I'm gonna do it now just to not confuse you with that big long flap. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. You just need a flap so you can turn and so you can glue that part into your journal. Okay, so now you see I messed up because the pocket goes like this, so the butterfly is not going to show. So it's probably better that I use the other paper. So yeah, you see that's a big boo-boo right there. So I keep forgetting that I do have to fold it. So trial and error, guys. So I can definitely use this paper for something else. If I decided to use it this way, right? The fold will go this way, and then probably some of the you just want to see some of the butterfly will show and not even. So yeah, so just be mindful of the paper. Maybe you can use something like you see like the flowers that I was going to use originally, which I should have used. You can fold it either way because it's flowers, so the flowers are going to show either way. So I'm going to use this one. See, even though I chose this one, I wanted to use this one, and look, God made it so that I'm going to use that one. But I'm definitely going to use this paper for tags or whatever, so that's not a waste. But yeah, that's good that that happened in a way that way, you know, if there's a particular image that you want to show. Yeah, so let's do that again. I think that let me just go on it really quick. Okay, so okay, that. Okay, so that's a good size right there. And this part here, like, so let's say for instance this one here. This part here doesn't really matter. I mean, if you have a beautiful paper and you want to keep it, like this one for instance, you can make it longer, you can make it shorter, you can even cut it halfway if you don't want the paper to show and you want to do something else. You can do that too. The important part is the pocket part. But I always keep my paper long because a lot of the papers that I choose are beautiful, so I just want that to show too. Okay, so here we go. So you did your first fold. Let's trim that part out. And I do keep my little scraps. I've been doing a lot of little pieces for layering, for collage, so I am saving these, especially these are beautiful papers. Okay, so now you're gonna fold the other part like this, and you're gonna measure it to align with that part right here. Align it. So you're gonna fold it, and you see this paper is perfect because you see the paper, I mean, you see the flower, and you're gonna be able to see the flower on the other side too. That's gorgeous. Okay, so we're folding it that way. Okay, so now here is the tricky part. You can either fold it up. I'm not gonna fold it up because this paper is thick. If you have a thinner paper, you can fold it up. Now, there's no really need to fold it up. I mean, unless you want to give it a different look. But this paper here, you can fold it up to make like a crease if you want, so that you can cut it afterwards, so that it can give you like a guide. But what I do is, what you're gonna do is, you can take your ruler and this part here has to come out like this. This one here. See that? So you do have to cut it. So you can cut it at any point. So you're gonna take your scissor and you're just gonna cut this part here. And it should look like that. Okay, now to make your pocket, because your pocket is not done yet, I just made the fold. This part here has to be cut out. Now, how do I explain it? You have to cut in between without getting to the edge. So I'm going to mark this with a white pencil because this is kind of dark. Let me see if I can find a white pencil. So I'm just gonna eyeball it, and I'm gonna do like some marks just to let you know. So those are the marks right there. I don't know, can you see them? So you have your mark there, and you have your mark here. And so that is what you're gonna cut. You're gonna cut a little slit right on the edge from there to there. Okay? From there to there. I don't measure it, I just eyeball it. You just cannot get too close to this edge over here. And you cannot get too close to here, because then your pocket will fall apart. So, like that. So what I do is I just take my scissor and I'm gonna cut from that point there. This paper is a little thick, so I cut a little thin edge there, making sure that I'm getting the folded paper in there, in between there, and then I'm finishing right there. So, and look how thin it is. It's very thin. And then you have your cut, and And if you can see, it doesn't go all the way to the end. You see, it cannot go all the way to the end. If not, your pocket will fall apart. Okay, so then this is what it looks like when you open it. So we're going to just glue it, this part, add some glue. You can definitely just use glue stick for this, or whatever glue you want to use. Okay, so we're going to close it. Oh, and I make the mistake. I always do that. I put the glue all the way to the flap, which I should have not done, but that's okay. It's going to be a little sticky now. But that flap is the one that's going to go down anyway, so. Let me just get, so I can just remove some of that stickiness. I still got to finish the rest of it. Okay. So now you're going to fold your paper this way. Now, before you fold it, I would suggest, if you're a person that likes to ink your edges, do it now. That way it'll be harder once you glue the pocket to do this part, because once you do this, then you gotta, you know, let me just remove that white. Then here you can go like this, just to darken that part there. Yeah. And then you do everything here. Now for this flap here, you can just turn it back. Okay, and that's going to be the flap that you adhere to the journal. Okay, so this part here, now you have to just close the pocket. Okay, so now you're going to just add some glue. I'm going to just use Elmer's. And you're going to add to this little part here, just a little bit there, and then add here. And then you're just going to hold it there for a little bit. Okay. What I like to do is sew it. You can definitely sew it. So I think I'm going to do that. I like the look of it when you sew it. And another thing that you can do, the ones that I did in the past, I would, before I even glued it, I would sew everything. I would put it through the sewing machine and just sew the whole thing. But for this one, I'm just going to sew up here. That's it. I'm going to go here and here. I'll probably just align. But you can definitely sew it before you actually put the glue. Okay, so let me just do that now. I'll be right back. Okay, my friends, so I'm back. So I did some sewing. I decided to do the zigzag pattern right there. You see how pretty that looks? So that adds to it. You can definitely do it up here too. I decided not to do that. Maybe I should have done it. So you just make it flow. And you can bring it down all the way up to here. You just have to be careful with the pocket that you do not limit the pocket. So let me just do the zigzag over here and I'll be right back. Okay, my friends, so I did the top as well. Okay, so now here you can decorate your pocket, or you can just put your pocket in your journal and then decorate it later. I think that I want to just decorate it now. So and I'm just going to do this little part here. I don't want to hide that part, and look how beautiful on the back. just because this here half of the flower is already gone, but I'm not gonna hide everything, but I just want to give you an idea of, you know, the way you can decorate or embellish your pockets. So let me see what I have here. I wanted to flow with kind of like the same colors. And this little, that's gonna be good. Nice. I can do this color here. Oh, I like that. So we're gonna do that one. Let me see if I have a smaller one. I can do this one too. I think I'll do the smaller one. Okay. So I have these little bins here that I filled up with all my little tags. Because they're so small, they get lost. So I figured, let me just give them their own space. And I have like, these are a lot of these are the extra scraps, are like these that I'm saving, and just cutting them into tiny little tags and little pieces where you can just overlay your collage projects. So yeah, okay, so let me see. So this one is really like little tags and like little journaling cards, and then I had the really tiny pieces, which I love because I can overlay these. So you know what, I'm gonna just fold this here. What I do is I just put it in here and I fold it this way. Let me just see, make sure I fold it this way, and you can see some of that tag coming out. So then what I do is just cut a little bit of it. I don't want this part to interfere when I put the tag or the journaling card inside the pocket. So I'm just going to ink it up a little bit. These are all inked up already because I did it before I put them in there. I'm going to ink up this part here. And then I'm going to add my glue. Okay, I'll just put it here. Okay, there you go. Alright, so there you go. Making sure that other part in there is nice and stuck. So, alright, so we do that. Let's see. So here I have, so these are the tiny ones, which I love. I'm probably going to use some of those pieces too. But then I have this one here where I just, I kind of created like some images or like digital pages where it's kind of like grids and little, and you have like little pieces like this that you can use to layer or for anything, for little embellishments and things like that. So this is where I have all of these pieces. And so maybe I should add, that's too big, a butterfly. I have like really small pieces too. They're so cute. There's this one here. That's a dragonfly. That's cute. So I did purchase some digital kits from Etsy. Some really gorgeous ones. And then I kind of got inspired by one that I saw. Let me see if I have some pieces in here of that one. And I thought, you know, I'm going to create one of my own. I think this was just part of, yeah, this is part of it. And I think I'm going to put this one, it goes perfect with that color. So, let's see. This is one of them. I mixed them in with mine, so that's why I can't find them right now, but I will. I definitely will. I just want to show you real quick. These are kind of like the rustic pieces, so it kind of came like in a grid like that, and it has like little pieces of the butterflies, and it has like little writing, and so I thought it was so gorgeous, and so I got inspired by it, and so I created my own grid. So I just cut the pieces out, but this one is definitely not mine. I don't want to take credit for stuff that's not mine, but yeah, I got inspired by that one, and I said, you know what, I'm going to create my own. And the ones that I created, they kind of have like a little bit of lace over it. I don't know if you can see that they're small, but I have a ton of them now that I can use. This one is mine too. Cute little ones that you can use for all your layering, for little embellishments and things like that. Really cute. So, and then there's these bigger ones like this that came part of it. So yeah. Okay, so where's the one that I put aside? Oh my god, I just put it back. Okay, I got excited. I got too excited to do the pieces. Alright, my friends, so I found my butterfly. So I thought about just adding this butterfly here, right? Let me just cut a little bit. I have to cut these little edges that I love that it shows, because I love the distress edges. But it's a little too big for that area, so I have to cut it down a little bit. So let me just... Okay, you can put that there. Now I'm going to need my little pieces. Let me see what I can put there. I'll just add that one. I can add this one. You can definitely save your pieces. To do your collage. Okay, that's perfect right there. So that's what I'm going to use. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, this glue is leaking everywhere. What is wrong with it? Getting messy, messy. Okay. So we're going to add this one first. And of course, you don't have to do this step. This is what I like to do. I always feel like it feels a little bit plain, and I have to add a little bit of something there. You can add a hint of color if you have something that's neutral or is a little bit dark. You can add like a hint of a bright color, and just to, you know, to give it some contrast and break it up a little bit. So this one here, it's kind of similar colors, but which way should I do this? Should I do it like that? Should I do it like this? I don't think that's the way I had it originally. Let me just see. Yeah, I think like that. Or was it like this? Okay. Let's see. I feel like it's missing something still. Let me just see. Let me just go through these real quick. Oh, you can put a little tiny piece of ephemera, like with an image. Let's see. I do have the Tim Holtz little calendars here. I'm going to put one of those. Let me see if I can fit it in here. I don't want to make it too much. Yeah, that looks good there. So I'm just going to put it, I'm going to put it vertically instead of horizontal. Oh, that's perfect. All right. All right, so here we go. We have our collage. Isn't that cute? Okay. Let me just get a tag so you can see. So, let me see this one here. That looks pretty there. I can do something like that, so like overlap it like that. I can do a smaller one, but it's just gonna hide the image there. Layer it. So that is your pocket. You see how pretty that looks? So you can see your pocket. It doesn't hide. You can see it. I mean, your pocket, your tag. Sorry, you can see your tag or your journaling card. This part here is what's holding the tag. That's why when you do the slit, you have to make sure that you don't cut it all the way, because it'll dismantle, or it'll break the pocket apart. So we're gonna put this in the journal now. But of course the page is white, so I need to get rid of that white. Okay, so I do have this paper here, which I think will look really nice. So this paper here is also one of the prints that I purchased from Etsy, and I think this one is part of the EternalTalePages, or no, this is not it. Sorry, this is not part of that one. I'll link them down below. I think I ordered from 3 different shops, and I'll put this one down below as well. So, oh, I have this side too. Ooh, look at that. I think I should do this side. So I just was printing them out. I was testing this paper here. This is newspaper print. It's a little bit thinner, or kind of the same weight of copy paper, just a tad bit thinner. And it has like a grain tone, like a grayish tone. It's not completely white. You can see the difference there. And I like playing with different types of papers, so I was just testing it out, and I think it prints out beautifully in this paper. Look at this. This is one of the prints from this part. This paper here, this comes from this kit here. It's gorgeous. So I don't know if I should do this part or this part here. I think I'm going to do this part, because I already have like the moth and the butterfly. I don't want too many butterflies. So I do have these edges here. Let me just cut this down. I'll be right back. Okay, my friends, so I added the paper to the page. I did it off camera, that way this video is not too long. This is the back side of it, and I think that looks really nice. And now we're going to add the pocket. It goes really well, right? Perfect. So we're going just to add the flap there with glue, And even on this side, it looks really nice. You see that? So let me just use the Elmer's glue for this part here. Use whatever glue you like to work with. I'm using the extreme glue, Elmer's glue, which is a little bit more stronger than the normal Elmer's, but it's almost finished. So okay, so we're gonna add this right there, close to the edge, but not all the way at the edge. And just gonna make sure that that's on there nice and tight. And there is your pocket. And close it. Open it, and you can see your beautiful tag. I'm going to see what I can find that I can layer with that. Let me just see. I'm going to put on there. Maybe I could do one of these square ones here. Something like this. Yeah, I like this one because it's not covering the... Okay, so that's it, guys. That's the reveal floating pocket. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope that you understood how I created it step by step. You can just go back and rewind it and see what I did. But yeah, this is the reveal floating pocket where you can see whatever you put into the pocket, you'll see the whole tag or journaling card. You won't lose it. So very nice. And this is my first one I created. I already lost it in this book. I have to mark my where I'm doing my projects because I lose it very easily. Okay, so here we have our first one. And here we have our second one. So these two here. Yeah, guys, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys are liking these videos so far for this series. I'm trying to come up with pockets and things like that that you don't normally see, but it's kind of hard to do that because everybody has done and created beautiful pockets. I think everything has been done yet. Maybe there's some pockets that I haven't seen yet. I don't know, but I am just trying to use my own creativity to create pockets and tuck spots and things like that. So I do know what I'm going to do for my next video, so I hope you guys will come and see. It's also something I kind of created, but I don't know if it's out there, but I guess you guys can tell me if you saw it somewhere else. But that's going to be my next video. I hope you guys will come and check out what the next project is, or the next touches for the pages. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time. Let me know what you think so far of the series and the pockets and the journals and everything. I appreciate you guys. Just any comments, put it down below. You know, I'm always answering them. I always look at my comments, and I appreciate any new subscribers that joined my channel. Thank you so much. Yes, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.